All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Asonwa. We've been joined by Professor Emmanuel Oladipo, an environmentalist. Thank you for joining us, Prof.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Prof. So he's talked about being, we are more reactive than being proactive. So let's step back a bit and look at the proactiveness, preparedness. We've heard all over the world, people keep talking about climate change, and the effect it has on rainfall patterns changing. NIMET every year gives a prediction, this is what's likely to happen, there's likely to be flooding, and then, but that other side of what happens after or before, nobody thinks about it. Now, because of the climate change, we have rainfall patterns that are affected. There's also the dry season that's also affected, so we have the fires and we have heat all over. What are we missing?
Thank you very much. We are missing knowledge. We are missing the need, the will to accept and to be ready to tackle the problem. Nobody needs to tell us anymore that between the months of June and September in Nigeria, we have rain. If we don't have rain, we have no food. The way the rains will come and where it will affect is the major challenge. So what do? I've been writing on this for the last 30 years, and I've proposed a lot of long-term solutions, including interministerial and intersectoral and people involvement in addressing nature. We call it natural hazards. They are natural hazards. They become disasters because we don't know how to manage them. If you look at the whole map of either the Niger or the Benue, it is clear that these rivers don't follow exactly the same channels in historical terms. A lot of them have actually migrated from one floodplain to the other. Yeah. So we don't understand that one. I was in Makode in April, and part of these areas that are underwater today is very obvious that they are wetlands. They are real wetlands. In fact, it's very clear. There was water on the ground in April when there was no rain. So it will have been nice to do all these things in totality. I think what we are missing is this message that nature is telling us.
If I may come in here,
so,
when you say we're lacking knowledge, yeah, and then the know-how.
Yes.
Let's look. You said as at April there was water on the ground
some of the areas, yeah.
Some of the areas in Benue. Yeah. That means, what happens to the map, the geological map of Nigeria? Has that been discarded? Nobody looks at it again. That tells us at these are where we have wetlands. These are where we have rain. This kind of rainfall that's likely to go from here to here, but because of climate change, expected to extend to this other part, expected to shift slightly or move back and all of that. Have we discarded the geological map?
No, but we don't have current knowledge. We are not doing enough in Nigeria to first of all understand these things. All we are interested in is just the way we are managing our economies. Ad hoc solutions. It rains this year, then all of a sudden we do relief material and everything. By November, everybody forgets about the flood. Nobody thinks about it again. After the 2012 flood, I was expecting that the government of Nigeria will have a technical committee in which prominent scientists in Nigeria, with support from international scientists, like from Netherlands and other places that are managing flood very well, will be able to come out and say, okay, what is the challenge? What is the vulnerability of all these floodplains? Which areas are more liable to suffer from flood from year to year? Whether it occurs or not, it doesn't matter. What is the maximum flood level we expect? How do we plan for this one? What should be the distance of settlements from all these things? Those are the things they require total integrated approach. Secondly, you cannot treat the issue of flood on a state-by-state basis. The river Benue, the river Niger, does not know whether it's in Adamawa State, or Benue State, or Kogi State. It's flowing. The Niger one doesn't know when it leaves Kebbi. It doesn't have a boundary between Kebbi and Niger and Kwara. So what we should have done is the type of approach that the Americans did in the past, which we call the Tennessee Valley Authority. Create an authority, all these river basin authorities, bring them together. Let's do total understanding, mapping, and planning how to use the water rather than complaining about the water for the whole of the river systems. Whether they are basin authorities or not, it doesn't matter. But we need the integrated way, an approach that we take the river as a system and plan for it and how to manage it. And then if we do that consistently, gradually, the more we do it, the more we understand. If you have been to Germany, for instance, look at our river line. It's being made to do so much by proper drainage, by proper dredging, and they are using it to transport. Let us treat our waters as means of transportation, as means of positive development, rather than complaining every year that there's flood and there's no flood. We need that aspect, and I think it's very important.
Since you mentioned the river basin authorities, are they still in operation? And if they are, what exactly are they doing?
They're in operation. I was in the Upper Benue, Lower Benue in April 2. I went to Kashabila Dam, where you know that's the dam that should have been created long ago, so that the water coming from the Cameroon will be contained by that one. Nobody needs to tell us. So if we have that, dam there, and then another one before it gets to Makodi, divert the water. So when it's overflowing, it goes to that dam. It doesn't have to be filled every time. So that much of this water will be reduced and people can use it for irrigation. Why are we complaining? Is Makodi able to supply water to its people? There's no water in there. People don't have water to drink. So
and we're complaining that we have to
exactly. Water. So that's where I'm really surprised. Let us, rather than be talking about that. So the basin authorities are working, but I don't think they're getting the type of support they need. But more importantly, how are they relating to each other? Since this river does not know when it leaves the upper Benue for the lower Benue, what do you do?
Right.
Work together.
Mr. Songwa,